games tonight are brought to you by D&D Grocery Center, Scott's Grocery of Summertown, Community Bank and Trust of Lark County, Hughes Grocery of Summertown, Etheridge Feed and Mill of Etheridge, Carl's TV of Columbia, and Pine Knoll Landscaping in Summertown. Etheridge Feed and Mill open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. 6 days a week. Nutrina Feeds are pleased to announce that Etheridge Feed and Mill, located on Highway 43 at Campbellsville Road, is now open for business. We at Etheridge Feed and Mill invite you to stop in and look over our complete line of Nutrina Feeds. We also have Rose's Dog Food. Etheridge Feed and Mill on Highway 43 North offers custom grinding and mixing. We also have nails and a full line of nuts and bolts. Nutrina Feeds and Etheridge Feed and Mill on Highway 43 North at Campbellsville Road appreciate your business. Phone 829-2144. Carl's TV and Movie Rentals, located on the Nashville Highway in Columbia, with Carl Wilkerson, the owner. Carl has a full line of RCA televisions, from the big 50-inch screen down to the 5.5-inch color monitor. Carl offers RCA video camcorders at affordable prices. Also a full line of VCRs and accessories. Carl's TV has movie rentals suitable for the entire family. They're open to 9 p.m. each night. And all the equipment we used on this telecast comes from Carl's TV in Columbia. Eddie, what do you think the keys of this boys' game tonight?
Well, I believe the key to the game will be Summertown's pressure. They're going to try to get them in a running game and trying to force Collinwood into turnovers, much like the Collinwood girls did Summertown in the second half. They hope to have that kind of success. I look for a big game out of Rodney Long and Mike Gent and David Smith inside. Also, Greg Ivey with his quickness, and Scotty Perry also out front with their quickness. I believe they'll overwhelm the Collinwood guards. Collinwood will be placing most of their offense in the hands of Sean Moore and Jimmy Linville, a guard and a forward. But I believe Summertown has a better team because Collinwood is a young team. They only have 2 seniors on the whole team. None of them have a lot of experience. And so I look for Summertown's experience factor to win out in a nice ball game.
All right, this is right opposite to the girls' game, Eddie. Neither one of these teams has won a district game. They're battling for the 4th spot.
That's highly unusual for Summertown not to be near the top of the district, but with the district being so tough this year, we have 3 teams rated in the top 10 in the state, 3 out of 5 in the district, and we've gave one of them a couple of good games here.
Chris Mullins, first starter introduced for the Collinwood boys. Number 30, Shannon Frakes. Number 34, Brian Cruz. Number 42, Stephen Pudman. Number 32, Sean Moore rounds out the starting lineup for the Collinwood boys with their 0-4 in district play. And the lights go out.
Number 24, Greg Ivey is introduced for the Summertown Eagles. He'll be playing the wing positions, our leading scorer this year. Scotty Perry, number 10, runs the point position. Big Rod Long, number 52, will be in the middle for Summertown tonight, underneath the basket. Chris Kidd, number 42, be at one wing. And Mike Gent also be at the other pivot spot for Summertown tonight. Mike Gent coming off 3 in a row, very good games on both the defense and offensive end.
Collinwood out, ready to go before the lights ever come back on. Have Steve Putman's the center, Sean Moore, Brian Cruz, Shannon Frakes, and Chris Malden. Summertown counters with Perry, Gent, Kidd, Long, and Ivy.
I look for Summertown to control the tip and even possibly try to run off there. We're lining up in an offensive tip. I believe he'd try to tip it over here to Greg Ivy if it's possible. Chris has won about every tip so far this year.
Kidd and Putman up. The ball's controlled by Summertown. Perry quickly down to Ivy. Ivy working right wing. Back to Perry at the head of the circle. Over to Kidd. Kidd right in the baseline. Lays one up and in. Chris Kidd gets the first 2 points of the night. Summertown opening up into a press. Brian Cruz operates for Collinwood, puts one up. It's taken off the board by Putman. Putman lays one up and in.
Summertown opened up in a man-to-man press that time, Charlie, but Mike Gent happened to fall down, leaving his man open. That freed a man to get the board. Here's Greg Ivy on his patented baseline, left-hand finger roll, and it goes in for 2 of his points.
Collinwood also opening up in a man-to-man. We should have a run-and-gun game tonight with everybody playing a man-and-man.
I look for that to be it. To Summertown's advantage. A quick steal by Greg Ivy, and watch this speed. Oh, there's Putnam getting back with him. Oh, he lays it up.
Lays one up in the end. He used the ball across his body that time.
Fine play by Greg. If he went with a left-hand layup, he stood having a chance block, but cutting the man off with his body. Oh, he signals a charge. I believe that'll be a defensive foul on Greg Ivy, and that's who he's calling it on. That's bad signal by there. I'll criticize the ref this one time here, Charlie. He had the right idea, just made the wrong signal there for us.
Greg Ivy hit a blindside pick that time. The reason the man just went down. He didn't hit him that hard, but he went on down. So
I don't believe Greg's big enough to knock too many people down out here, Charlie.
Ball intercepted by Long. Long over to Perry. Perry working the ball up against the man-to-man. Perry on the left side of Kid. Kid in the low post. Long has a block by Putnam. This Steve Putnam's pretty good-sized kid in the middle there.
Shows good leaping ability, too, on the rebound and then on the block shot there. He's really getting up well. Here he goes up for a shot. Rodney returns the favor to him, though. Swats it out of bounds. It'll be Collinwood's ball underneath the goal.
6:28 remaining first period. Summertown 6. Collinwood 2. Collinwood inbound to Moore. Moore out to Marlin. Marlin over on low post to Putnam. Putnam has it up. Missed the layup. The ball comes off to Gent, and Gent's fouled by Putnam. Steve Putnam picks up his first personal of the night right in the back. Scotty Perry working the point for Summertown. Cut off at the head of the circle. Over the left wing to Kid.
Collinwood switched their defense here, Charlie. They went to a 1-3-1. Rodney Long posting low, misses a shot. Fine pass inside. We got to hit those 2-footers in there, but
Marlin bring the ball off the board over to Cruz. Brian Cruz hits a 15-foot jump shot.
They're back in this 1-3-1 again. We talked to a couple of players before the show, and they said they're going to be going to different defenses.
Long misses, has one deflected again. Putnam comes off the board with another strong rebound.
Summertown's getting good shots underneath the goal. We're just not putting them in so far. We got to hit those little 2-footers like that, especially when they make the fine passes we're making.
Marlin over to Franks, over in the corner. Putnam back to Cruz. Cruz working 20 feet out, guarded by Perry. Perry over to Franks. Shannon Franks has the ball rolled down his leg. Looked at somebody, guarded closely. Gets over 15-foot jump shot by Marlin. And Marlin cans 15-foot jump shot, 6-6. 5:05 first period. Perry over to Ivy. Ivy working the right wing. Back to Perry at the head of the circle. Over to Ivy. Ivy driving the baseline. Pulls up with a 5-foot jump. No good. Ivy grabbed him for the ball. Collinwood comes out with it over to Putnam. Putnam over to Moore. Sean Moore bring the ball down to Chris Marlin. Marlin over to Cruz. Cruz in the middle to Moore. Moore has the ball batted to Ray. Picked up by Cruz. Cruz brings one up, and he's fouled by number 52, Rodney Long. It's Rodney's first personal. Jimmy Linville into the ball game for the Collinwood boys as Shannon Franks goes to the line to shoot. No. Brian Cruz goes to the line to shoot 2, and the first one's good.
Collinwood takes the first lead of this ball game with 7-6 with 4:36 remaining in the ball game. There's Cruz for the second shot, and it's good also. 8-6, Collinwood's favor. Summertown bringing the ball in the front court.
Perry to Ivy, back to Perry to Kid. Kid playing left wing. Jen on the baseline. Over to Kid. 15-foot jump shot. It's no good. Ball taken off by Cruz. Cruz quickly to Marlin. Marlin bringing across 10-second line. Cut off free throw line. Over to Moore. Sean Moore, 15-foot jump shot. It's no good. And we have a foul on the rebound on number 30. Shannon Franks is on her back. Summertown set to inbound length of the court. We're going to hit those short jumpers. Eddie.
We're working the ball well and getting the ball inside for some short jump shots. We're just not connecting them right now. We need to nail a few of those down and loosen this defenses up.
Over to Gent. Gent 15-foot jump shot. Air ball comes down to Franks. Franks bringing the ball up the floor for Collinwood. Across the 10-second line. 15 foot cut off. Ball's intercepted by Gent. Drops it out of bounds. Collinwood. Brian Cruz set the inbound. Inbound to Shannon Franks. Franks working 30 feet out to Malden. Malden waiting for the play to develop. Summertown man-to-man over to Franks. We have a foul. Reaching in. We got an offensive foul on number 24, Jimmy Linville. Pushing with his arm on the drive.
They tried to set up that time. They had Rodney set up. Rodney was fronting the man, and they cleared out and tried to throw a lob pass in there, but Jimmy did push off right there before he went to catch the ball, and that's a violation.
Third team foul for Collinwood in this first quarter. Into Perry. Perry over to Gent. Gent 15 feet out in the low post. DeLong over to Kidd. Kidd whips a quick pass at DeLong. It got into the back door.
We've had
8-8.
We've had that play open all night. Rodney just connected that time, and maybe a look to get out of the blocks here.
Over to Franks. Franks puts up a 5-foot jump shot. Give Collinwood a 10-8 lead with 3:20 remaining first period. Over to Kidd. Kidd on left wing to Perry. Perry to Gent. Gent back to Perry. Perry to Ivy. To Kidd. Kidd to Ivy. Ivy working the baseline. Puts up a 5-foot jumper, and he's fouled.
Looks like that one spot on the floor is wide open down there, Charlie.
By number 32, Sean Moore. That's his first personal. That's the fourth team foul on Collinwood.
It's about 6 times we've been able to get the ball down low, and that time we were fortunate enough to draw a foul. We've had several fine shots down there. Look for Collinwood to change something to correct that opening in their defense.
Greg Ivy at the line. First one's good. Greg Ivy's bread and butter for Summertown, looked like the last 3 or 4 ball games.
Well, he's the second leading scorer in the district, Charlie, and as we saw last Friday night, he's really what cares us. So if Greg Ivy's playing well, then Summertown usually plays well.
Linville brings the ball off over to Malden. Malden back to Cruz. Cruz cut off the head of the circle over to Franks. Franks cut off by Perry. Working 15 feet out. He's cut off over to Cruz. Cruz trying to drive the baseline. Has the ball roll off his knee. Floor mistake. Give it back to Summertown. Summertown's defense has got more aggressive in the last.
Give credit to that to Mike Ginn on that play. He really got up there, real confident in his quickness, and bellied up to the man. Didn't have anywhere to go and forced a floor mistake by Collinwood.
Over to Gent. Gent working the left wing. Perry at the head of the circle. 20 foot out. Look, didn't take it over to Ivy. Ivy surveying the situation. Back to left wing to Kidd. Gent on low post. Back to Perry. Perry 20 feet out to Ivy. Ivy driving the baseline. And he pushed out of bounds. Stepped out. He's made a cut over the baseline. Cruz inbounds to Franks. Franks guarded closely by Ivy. Brings across the 10-second line. Franks is going all the way. We have a blocking foul on number 42, Chris Kidd. That's Chris's first personal. He slid over, but he slid over a little late. Stephen Putnam back in for Jimmy Linville for the Collinwood boys with 2:15 remaining first period. Collinwood 10-9. Franks set the inbound, trying to find something. Bad pass, picked up by Kidd. Kidd driving the length of the floor, lays one up and in. Chris Kidd thought we might get the dunk, but he was on the wrong side.
Yeah, I was looking for it there, Charlie. I get excited every time Chris gets the ball in a one-on-one or an open court move. There's a fine play by Scotty Perry. What's the ref going to call here?
Got a foul on number 34, Brian Cruz. After Perry picked his pocket, he tried to catch, Cruz tried to catch him, and that's the first personal on Cruz, and that's the 5th team foul. Summertown goes to the 1-1.
Like a frustration foul. He's so frustrated that Perry picked his pocket that time. Scotty going in, he didn't want him put in his face with 2 more points, so he just reached out and grabbed him. Scotty Perry hits the first of the 1-1. He'll be receiving the bonus now.
Collinwood has 5 personals, and they're on 5 different players, so they're not in any foul trouble. Perry to the line for the second. Little jump shot up, no good. Taken off the board by Moore. Sean Moore went high over to Marlin. Marlin running. He's cut off at the 20-foot line in the middle of Moore. Moore working the high post, has the ball blocked up, taken up by Jen over to Perry. Perry finds Ivy. Ivy driving the baseline, and he's fouled by number 30, Shannon Franks, on his move around the baseline. That's Shannon's second personal foul, so Greg Ivy will go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. Jimmy Linville quickly back into the ball game for Franks after picking up his second foul. Greg Ivy goes to the line to shoot the 1-and-1.
Teams often talk about balanced scoring is the best for their lineup. Seems that Collinwood's trying to spread the fouls out a little bit here tonight, Charlie, and have some balanced fouling in the game. I wonder if that's on purpose there.
I don't know. It may be. They may be trying to catch the Summertown fast break. Ivy missed the second personal, picking off by Putnam. Putnam in trouble over to Linville. Back to Malden. Malden don't get across the 10-second line. We have a 10-second call. They had problems getting across.
Now explain the 10-second rule there, Charlie.
Well, once you touch the ball in the defensive end of the court, you have 10 seconds to bring the ball across the half-court line, or else you lose possession. It's called the mid-quarter 10-second line both. Summertown throws it away, picks up a Malden. Malden in the 15-foot line, takes a jumper at the free throw line. He goes in and out and back out. Ball's cleared off by Jen, and he's fouled by number 42, Stephen Putnam. Picks up his second personal. 1:17 remaining. Summertown 13, Collinwood 10. As Mike Gent goes to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. Eddie, I hope the fouls don't turn around second half like it did in the girls' game.
It's certainly starting off that way. Summertown has 3 fouls right now with Collinwood already in the bonus, and I hope we can take advantage of these free throws here on the line. There's Mike Gent hitting the first of his 1-and-1. He'll be receiving the bonus now with 1:17 remaining in the first quarter, and the score being 14-10 in favor of Summertown.
Gent at the line to shoot the second. It's up. Bottom, give it to him. Mike Gent cans 2 free throws. Summertown still in the full court press. Jimmy Linville brings the ball across over to Malden. Chris Malden working on the right wing to Linville. Linville over to Putnam. Putnam trapped in the corner. Ball taken away by Ivy. Ivy double team, bringing her out across the 10-second line. Over to Perry on the left wing. Perry, 22-foot jump. Give him 3. Scotty Perry, pretty deadly at that 3-foot shot. 3-point shot.
Coach McBee has turned Scotty loose lately and told him when he gets open, let that 3-pointer fly, and he's really feeling confident with it. That's several he's been hitting the last 3 or 4 games. Perry
steals the ball over to Kidd. Kidd lays one up, and he's fouled by number 12, Chris Malden. That's twice that Chris has had to go in on the left-hand side. Maybe before long he'll go to the right-hand side on one.
I'm going to go out on a limb, Charlie. I'm going to say he's going to get a dunk for it this game. I hope we're paying attention where we pick it up on camera. He gets down the floor awful fast on there sometime.
40 seconds remaining in first period. Summertown has an 8-point lead with Chris Kidd at the line to shoot 2. First one's good. 19-10. Second shot up. In and out. Summertown hitting the first, missed the second one. Steve Putman goes high for the rebound, brings her across to Malden. Malden over to Linville. Jimmy Linville working the ball to Brian Cruz. Ball stolen by Perry. Perry driving the length of the floor, lays one up and in. 3 or 4 steals already from Scotty Perry. Chris Kidd gets a steal. He's dribbling, cut off, and Ivy. Ivy lays one up, and he travels. Forgot to lay the ball on the floor, trying to make his move.
All year long, though, Charlie, I've seen players from both Summertown teams and other teams make that move, and the violation's not spotted. But with the veteran official Mike Tatum there, he spots the walk, and he does make the correct call on it.
Fixing comment, we hadn't had Mike Tatum. Another steal by Perry. Perry's picking her pocket every time down the floor. 23-10. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Over to Putman. Putman puts up a 15-footer. It's no good. First quarter comes to an end. Summertown 23, Collinwood 10. Scott's Grocery, located on Highway 20 in Summertown. Kim and Beth Scott are the owners. Scott's offers a full line of groceries, gasoline, and videotape rentals. Scott's also feature a game room with fun and excitement for the entire family at Scott's Grocery, located on Highway 20 in Summertown.
Summertown put on a quick flurry there at the end with Scotty Perry and Greg Ivey and Chris Kia putting on a lot of defensive pressure and a lot of defensive team pressure. One would knock the ball away and the other one would take off and release. They came out and got several key points there to build a 13-point first quarter lead. And with that, substitutions are all in the game for both sides. We have Kelly Clark and Jason Bertram in for Summertown. Who we got in for Collinwood, Charlie?
We've got Chris Chambers into Bertram. Bertram lays one up and in, and it's foul. He didn't go in, but he's foul. Jason Bertram, he had to shoot 2 free throws.
Summertown once again putting the pressure on there and picked up a foul on the end.
All right, Bertram at the line. The first one up, it hits the front of the ring, and it's no good. Second one up. Chris Bertram, he hadn't played in a couple of ball games now. Second one up, it hits the front rim, and it rolls in. 24-10. Collinwood quickly down the floor. Steve Putnam over to number 14, Jody Ayers. Ayers working the right wing. Over to number 10, Kerry Steele, and Steele is fouled by number 22, Kelly Clark. Kelly Clark in for Summertown also. Collinwood still not in the bonus. With 7:40 remaining second period, so they'll inbound play into Ayers. Ayers working the point. 25 feet out over. Stealing by Ivy carries one the length of the floor, lays one up and in. Number 40 brings the ball down. We have a timeout on the floor. 7:20 remaining second period. Summertown 26, Collinwood 10. Etheridge Feeding Mill, hours 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Etheridge Feeding Mill and Neutrino Feeds is happy to be one of the sponsors of Summertown High basketball on Channel 10. Etheridge Feeding Mill, located on Highway 43 North at Campbellsville Road, serving all of northern Lawrence County. Features a complete line of Neutrino Feeds. We also have Rosie's Dog Food. Etheridge Feeding Mill also offer custom grinding and mixing for the customer's convenience. Neutrino Feeds and Etheridge Feeding Mill invite you to stop in today or phone 829-2144.
Collinwood set to bring the ball inbounds. Jody Ayers running the point guard, being pressure all over. It looks like we got an illegal pick being called there on number 44, and that's Chris Chambers. That'd be Chris's first foul. Summertown be going to the line, shoot a 1-and-1, and Greg Ivey, who was the defensive man that was picked upon, be shooting the 1-and-1. We have a substitution getting set to come in for Summertown. Number 44, David Smith, will be coming in. Whenever we remember to hit the horn down there, scorekeeper kind of asleep on that play.
First one's up and in. David Smith coming in, going to give Chris Kidd a little breather. So all the starters are on the bench except Perry and Ivy. Ivy's second shot up, it's good. Collinwood set the inbound. Summertown in the sticky full court press. We have a travel by Kerry Steele.
Summertown had the ball out of bounds on the side front court over here. Kelly Clark will inbound the ball to Scotty Perry. We've got Jason Bertram and David Smith on the inside position. Kelly Clark with the ball over in the corner, back out to Perry. Over to Ivy on the right side. Dribbles around, he's cut off there, brings it back out to Perry. Looking into Ivy, there's that baseline move. And we got a block here on Chris Chambers, number 44. He's just in the ball game, picked up 2 quick fouls here on trying to stop Greg Ivy going around the side there. Greg will go to the line and shoot the 1-and-1.
Greg is quick on that move around there, and that sub is coming into the ball game. Picked up another quick foul. That's Ivy at the line to shoot the 1-and-1. First one's up, and it's good. 7:02 remaining second period. Summertown 29, Collinwood 10.
Coach McBee likes this game where he can utilize many players. He's rotating them in and out as best he can. Try to get some more playing time. Chris Chambers trying to bring the ball in bounds. There he is. He finally brings in to carry Steele. Steele working up. There's Perry putting a little pressure on him. Summertown drops off. He's being guarded closely by Kelly Clark and having all sorts of problems there. Ball goes to Ayers over in the right wing. He looks inside. He finds Chambers. He's maneuvering. He makes a move. Fine move by Chambers under the basket. He scored.
Perry brings the ball up the left side for Summertown. Goes all the way. Cut off the baseline on the left wing. Back out to Clark. Clark to Ivy. Ivy, an 18-foot jump shot taken off the board by Steele. Steele bringing her up. Over to number 24, Linville. Linville, 15-foot jump shot. Give it to him. 30-14. 6:20 remaining, second period.
Perry brings the ball into the front court. Looks for Ivy over in the corner. David Smith posting hard. They can't give him the ball. Greg Ivy with the ball. He tries to clear him out. Back to Perry, over to Bertram. He's dribbling at the head of the key. Look back to Perry. Perry looks over to Ivy. Ivy drives baseline. Pulls up with an 8-footer. No good. Bertram fighting for the rebound. Comes away with an offensive rebound. Finds Clark posting up, who fits the shot. Fine play on Bertram and Clark. So there's a snowbird. David Smith alertly gets back down the floor. Fine hustle from his center position. That's normally the point guard's position. David awake and runs down the floor. It's a three-point attempt by Perry. No good. But he's fouled on the shot. It's number 14, Jody Ayers. I wonder what they'll call that. That'll be a two-shot foul.
That could have been a three-point play.
Yeah, it could have been a four-point play there if he could have nailed the shot. But
Perry to line to shoot two throws.
Okay, we got Greg Ivy going to the bench to take a rest. Rodney Long comes into the game.
This will be Greg's first rest of the ball game. Yeah. 5:40 remaining, second period. Perry's first free throw, it's good. 33-14.
Got Chris Kidd set to come into the ball game for Scotty Perry. If he makes this free throw, to give Scotty a breather. He's not been out there.
Got lane violation, so we're going to take the ball away from Summertown because both of them moved. Offense and defense moved, so we're going to take the ball away from the shooter. So we're going to jump it, so that'll give it to Summertown. That was a lane violation clearly on both players because after the official handed the ball to the shooter, they switched positions on the lane.
So is the ruling correct on that, Charlie? Should it be a jump ball or should it be one thing?
Normally you take the ball away from the offense when you do that. But that's Mike Tatum again, so Long drops the ball out. Over to Ogletree. Ogletree working the ball back to Steele. Steele to Linville. Linville 15-foot jump shot. Kelly Clark comes off with the ball. Strong rebound, bringing her up the floor.
Kelly will be running the point here while Scotty's at it, and Rodney Long moving outside to play a little wing position. Summertown has some very versatile players here.
Clark working the left side over the Kidd, over Bertram working the baseline. Cut off 15 feet. Clark got inside, laid one up and in. Kelly Clark slipped in behind, down the middle.
Summertown working the ball patiently, running guards, pivot men, everyone else trying to get that layup, and there's Clark for 2 more points. He's already got 2 moves similar to that. There's some good defense. There's a switch by Kelly. Gets it in. Jimmy Limo, who's had the hot hand for Collinwood. Jody Ayers goes up for the ball, but someone made a foul. I believe they're going to pick Jason Bertram out for the foul. He can't believe it, but I believe he did make the contact there.
We have a whole new squad coming in the starters coming back in for the Collinwood boys. I guess the coach has seen about all he wants to out of both squads.
Wonder if he set them down to try to get a little fire under them. They kind of went to sleep there in the last 3 minutes of that first half. We got Mike Gent coming back into the ball game. I wonder who he's going. He's going to be taking Jason Bertram out. Scotty Perry's going back in. He's taking. He can't figure out who he's. There he is. Kelly Clark will be coming out of the ball game. So Coach McBee counters with some substitution to match Collinwood's substitutions.
Over to Cruz. Cruz in the middle. Ball thrown away. We have a foul on Smith. David Smith picks up a foul on the inside. That puts Collinwood into the bonus. They'll be shooting 1-1. That's David's first personal. Sean Moore will be going to the line to shoot the 1-1. First one's up. It's no good. Ball batted around. Taken over by Franks. Franks over to Marlin. Marlin over to Cruz. Brian Cruz hit the 15-foot jump shot, 35-16. Perry working the point to the right side, working the middle, over the Kid on the left, baseline jet, back to Kid. Long Perry. Perry in three-point land again. He comes up short, ball taken off by pass stolen by Long. Long over to Kid. Kid working the left baseline. Smith is really having a battle inside with Putman, and we have a foul inside. Who's going to be called? David Smith going to be called on the battle of the war inside.
It's like a lot of contact going both ways there. Just who gets called first that time. Looked like Mike Tatum came a little bit late and saw the foul on David there. It could have went either way, just depending on who got caught throwing the blow that time, Charlie. It's supposed to be a non-contact sport, but if you get underneath that goal, you'll see a lot of bodies making connection with each other.
Stephen Putman cans the first free throw. Exactly 4 minutes left in the second quarter. It's 35-17. Summertown with an 18-point advantage. Putman's second shot, it rolled good. 35-18 with 4 minutes, second quarter.
Greg Ivey comes back into the ball game, replacing David Smith, who has 2 fouls now.
Over to Jed. Jed on the left wing, cut off, looking for somebody over the right wing to Ivey. Ivey surveying the situation to Perry. Perry to Kid. We have a foul in the middle of the lane. Again, we got an offensive foul on Summertown. We got timeout on the floor with 3:42 remaining, second period. Summertown 35, Collinwood 18. Community Bank and Trust Summertown branch would like to take this opportunity to let the people of Lawrence County know that we appreciate our customers. The Community Bank and Trust offers a complete line of banking services with competitive rates of interest on all money market and certificate of deposit accounts, as well as low interest rates on all types of loans. We invite you, the people of Lawrence County, to visit any of our 3 locations, downtown, North Wilkinson, Lawrenceburg, at the Summertown branch in Summertown, and discuss any of their financial needs with our friendly personnel. So for personalized service, come see the friendly folks at the Community Bank and Trust. Time back in, Eddie. We're having another discussion with the officials, look like.
Yeah, both coaches don't seem to agree with officials tonight, either the girls or the boys' ball game. There's a lot of contact underneath, and actually they're going to have to call some fouls to get control of the game, and neither coach is going to like it if it's called on his player down there.
Yeah. Steve Putman at the line, hits the first one, second one up, it's no good. Mike Gent clears the board. Off to Perry. Perry up the left side, cut off the free throw line over to Kid. Kid working 25 feet out. Perry on the high post. Bad pass. Long couldn't pick it up. Picked up by Brian Cruz. Collinwood, Chris Malden working down quickly over to Franks. Franks driving, cut off. 5-foot jump shot, no good. Long goes high with a powerful rebound that time. Ball down the length of the floor, and it overshoots Greg Ivey. He can't pick it up. Brian Cruz set the inbound over to Franks. Franks guarded closely by Ivey. Cut off by Perry. And we have a foul on Scotty Perry. Reaching in, grabbing the arm. Well, it looked like Mike Tatum's took over the ball game. He's making all the calls. That's one. Both coaches are giving him a little fit. So we're going to the line now. Shannon Franks going to the line to shoot the 1-and-1.
When they start calling a lot of these fouls and both teams get the one, that kind of slows the game down. It's produced some sloppy play. I hope they'll loosen it up a little bit and the teams will quit fouling so much before we get back into a run-and-gun ball game and be more exciting for the fans to watch.
Franks cans the first free throw. Shannon set for his second. We got Jen and Long on the rebounding position for Summertown. Ball comes off. Kid and Gent battle it and drop it out of bounds. Collinwood picked the ball up.
Summertown's had a problem all year with boxing out. They have a couple of guys that can leap real well, but they forget the old theory that the man with the inside position is going to get the rebound, and they a lot of times wind up knocking the ball out of each other's hands. That's what's the case there.
Shannon Franks into Cruz twice, but he lays one in on second attempt. 3 minutes to go, 35-22. Perry down the left side, in the left corner. Kid hits a high low post. The ball's kicked out of bounds by Collinwood. Summertown put the ball inbounds underneath their own basket. Scotty Perry Be the trigger man. Goes to the kid. Merely drops it out of bounds, Eddie.
I think he tried to shoot the ball before he caught it there. He was looking to go up with a little 15-foot jumper. Ball hit him right in the hands, and he looked at the basket before he had to control the ball. He'll be coming out of the ball game now, and Kelly Clark will go in and see if he can catch it a little bit better. Coach would be highly upset with that. Common mistake. It happens a little bit. It's just a bad time in the ball game.
Cruz to Franks to Malden. Malden cut off over to Franks. Franks working the ball across 10-second line. He's double teamed again. Into Putman. Putman puts up a 10-foot jump shot. It goes all the way down and comes back out. And Long brings the ball off the board for Summertown. Over to Ivy. Ivy working the baseline again. Lays one up and in. Quick stutter step by Greg.
Give him that step on the baseline. You can almost count it 2 points if he doesn't run over somebody.
You got that right. Over to Malden. Malden working around, and now Collinwood has fumble fakers. Over to Franks. Franks driving the lane, lays one up and in, all the way in. He got all the way down the middle.
Didn't think he had anywhere else to go. He just lowered his head and said, well, I'll go to the basket. If I lose it, I'll lose it. No one could get open that time. Franks made a fine move down low. All right, what are we going to call here now?
Another one away from the ball. This time we got Steve Putman. We're having a real battle with the big men on the basket with Putman and Smith and Long. This time he got Putman. That's his third personal. 1:58 remaining in the second period. Their big man's done picked up his third personal foul.
Putnam and Long going at it real hard, just like David Smith and Putnam were going at it. Neither one of them could believe when they get a foul called on.
Rodney Long's first one up. It's good. We have David Smith coming back in the ball game now. We'll give Kelly Clark a rest. 1:58 remaining first half, 38-24.
It's like Davis come back in to push with Putnam a while, see which one get the next foul called, Charlie.
Yep. Rodney misses this one, and David gets the foul on Putman's back.
Guess that solved that mystery, didn't it?
David picks up his third personal. We've got Jimmy Linville set to come back in. He's going to come in for Putman after if he makes these free throws. He'll be coming in. We got Chris Kidd coming back in. He almost didn't report. David coming right back out after picking up his third personal foul.
David having a hard time getting out of blocks tonight with some fouls being picked up here.
Stephen Putman to line to shoot the 1-and-1. First one's up. It's good.
I believe that's where he scored all his points tonight, ain't it, Charlie? He's been hitting several free throws there to keep him in the game.
Yeah, I think his free throw shooting has been the big story. Second one's off on front round, no good. Perry sandwiched and crammed to the floor, but no call. So Collinwood comes up with the ball. Brian Cruz dribbles out to the head of the circle over to Malden. Malden hits the high post. To Moore. Sean Moore shoots a 15-foot jump shot. That pulls them back to within 11, Eddie.
They made a quiet run here. We have, what, an 18 or 20-point lead there, and they've made a real quick run here to cut it down to 11. 7 or 8 points to nothing for Summertown.
We had a 20-point lead at one time. We got Jimmy Linville back into the ball game. He seems to be there. And Ivy lays one up and in.
Linville back into the ball game to replace Putman, who had his third foul. They don't want him to pick up his fourth one early in the first half, so the Collinwood coach wisely gets him out there. Meanwhile, Greg Ivy
all the way down. Ball into Franks. Franks lays one up, and the ball is planted up in the stand by Rodney Long. And Rodney made a good block that time, Eddie.
Fine block. He came over the back. He didn't make any contact. And that's a hard thing to do, but with Rodney's size and his long arms, he was able to get all ball that time, swatted into the bleachers for a souvenir.
Collinwood set to inbound. Franks looking for somebody. We got a tight defense. Trying to get you out the mall in the head of the circle. Dribbles over to the right side. He's cut off. And Greg Ivy goes for the steal, and he gets an arm. That's Greg's second personal. Looked like Greg might step in and do what Perry's been doing all night, but he got caught.
That's a hustling foul, Charlie. Both of them are going after the ball. Unfortunately, Greg got whistled for the foul there. kind of a touchy situation. Both made contact about the same time. But Greg being on defense, most time it's called on the defense.
Greg's coming out, and so is Rodney Long. Buttram is coming in. Kelly Clark. We're going to try to save those fouls for the second half. Shannon Franks at the line to shoot the 1-and-1. It's good. I believe they're warming up on their free throw shooting.
They've been hot at it all night down here, Charlie. Very uncharacteristic of the last game we saw. Both teams are hitting well from the free throw line. I'll probably just jinx both teams with that comment there.
Franks' second shot, it's good. 40-29 with 1:13 remaining, second period. Perry working the ball across the 10-second line. He's got Clark on the left wing and Kidd on the right wing. Perry working the middle and throws the ball away, picking up by Cruz. Cruz fires one down to middle, missed the layup. Mullen, and we get the ball off the board, and Shannon Franks picks up his third personal for Collinwood. We're getting in pretty good foul trouble now into the second quarter with 55 seconds remaining. So Mike Gent goes to the line to shoot the 1-and-1.
Collinwood has 3 players with 3 fouls. Number 44, Chris Chambers, number 42, Steve Putnam, and number 30, Shannon Franks, all have 3. Fouls begin to pile up for Collinwood, and we have a substitution. Jody Ayers comes back into the ball game, replacing Franks.
Mike Gent at the line to shoot the 1-and-1. First one's up, it rolls, no good. Ball's taken off by Kidd, lays one up, no good. Gets his own rebound, lays one up, and he's fouled by number 24, Jimmy Linville. That's Jimmy's second personal. Chris had to make 2 tries. They still didn't get it in, but he picked him up a foul.
I think he was so surprised they were so wide open there that he kind of left it a little short there. Didn't want to overshoot it and wound up having to fight for it, but he did pick up the foul and be going to the line to shoot, I guess, a 1-and-1. Yes, that's what.
Yeah, we're going to shoot the 1-and-1. First one's up. It's good. 41-29 with 50 seconds remaining in the second period. Kidd's second shot, it's also good. 42-29. Summertown still in the full court press over to Cruz. Cruz has the ball knocked out of bounds by Kidd. Jody Ayers set the inbound. Summertown full court press into Mullen. Chris Mullen working the point for the Collinwood boys. Over to Cruz. Cruz back to Ayers. Ayers in the basket, no good. Back to Cruz. Cruz, 15-foot jump shot, it's no good. Bounce high. We have a man on the back. We have a foul on number 32, Sean Moore, on the back on the rebound. He went high, but he come down on Mike Gent's back. That's second personal foul on Brian Cruz. Come down on Kelly Clark's back. Kelly goes to the line to shoot the 1-and-1.
Kelly can't jump as high as some of the other players that's playing out on the floor now, but right then you saw what position it'll do for you. If you get that inside position, don't matter how high you can jump, you can keep a man off the board.
Linville brings the ball off the board over to Malden. Malden looking for somebody, ball batted around, taken by Cruz. Cruz lays one up, no good. We have a tie ball. Kelly Clark on the rebound along with Brian Cruz, and the ball goes Collinwood way with 20 seconds remaining. Brian Cruz set the inbound. Summertown in the man-and-man. Oh, we left the man wide open that time. Sean Moore just slipped right in, laid one up and in.
We've been switching underneath all night with the big man. That time Jason Bertrand, the substitute, stayed with his man. That left the man wide open. We got 7.
6, 5.
Kelly Clark drives to the lane. He shoots it up.
3.
No good, but he's fouled.
3 seconds remaining. Kelly Clark goes to the line to shoot 2 by number 14. That's the first foul, second foul on Jody Ayers. Kelly Clark goes to the line to shoot 2 with 3 seconds remaining. Summertown with an 11-point lead. First one's up. It's bottom. Kelly's second shot, it's up. It's bottom also. 44-31. Long 50-footer at the end of the first half. Summertown 44, Collinwood 31. Hughes Grocery, Hughes Cash and Carry Market, Highway 20 and 43 and Highway 20. Wayne and Linda Hughes are the owners. These stores are all for a full line of groceries, gas, diesel fuel, and kerosene. They feature a deli with hot coffee, sausage and biscuits, ham and biscuits, hot dogs, sandwiches made to order. They also have pocket knives, gifts, and toys. The Cash and Carry Market, Highway 20, is also a deer checking station. Video rentals are 3 for $5 every day. Rent Saturday and keep to Monday. Wayne and Linda open from 4:30 to 8 p.m. 6 days a week. I have 2 of the Collinwood girl basketball players. I have Madonna Thompson and Mia Daniel, 2 of the stars of this team. Mia, I want to congratulate you for being Miss Basketball for 2 years, and maybe we'll make it 3 in a row.
Thank you.
Madonna, last year I talked to you, and you gave me a prediction. Do you remember what kind of prediction you gave me about your basketball team?
Said I was going to win the state tournament.
You said you were going to win the state tournament. Well, what did you do last year?
We won the state tournament.
You're defending state champions. I can't keep them close enough. They want to move away. All right, what kind of prediction are you going to give me this year?
Win it by even more this year.
You're going to win the state again this year?
Uh-huh.
You both think you're going to win the state again this year? Well, I hope so. Your prediction come true last year, and maybe this year they'll come true again.
Yeah.
But now next year I'm not going to talk to you. Neither one of you.
How come?
You're going to be gone. Somebody else is going to be in your place.
I'll be here. I'll be here.
You still be here? Well, I'll talk to you.
Okay.
You just a sophomore?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to talk to you 2 more years then. And you're going to give me predictions every year.
Free prediction every year. I go ahead and do it.
Well, thank you, girls. Appreciate you coming by.
Found out the scoring for the first half. For Collinwood, Shannon Franks had 5 points. Brian Cruz led the way with 10. Sean Moore with 4. Jimmy Linville 2. Stephen Putnam with 6. Chris Malden with 2. And Chris Chambers with 2. For Summertown, Mike Jen had 2. Rodney Long 5. Chris Kidd 5. Scotty Perry with 9 points. Kelly Clark 6 off the bench. Jason Bertram 1. And Greg Ivey led the way again with 16 first half points. Don't do that in front. You're on camera. Smile for the camera now. Okay. Tonight we have with us Karen Long, one of the starters for the Summertown High School girls team. Karen, y'all got off to an awful fast start out there now. What did Bobby tell y'all before the game got y'all so fired up?
We were fired up, Mr. Wyatt, when we had the radio going.
Were y'all aware that y'all were tied with Collinwood for the district lead going into this ball game?
I wasn't.
Wasn't aware of it. Karen, you got off to a couple of quick steals out there. What kind of defense did y'all start out in tonight?
Zone.
What kind of zone defense was it? Was it a 2-3 zone defense? And you switched to man-to-man later?
Yep, that's it.
How many points did you score tonight, Karen?
4.
4 points. Well, that's pretty good for someone who's noted for her defensive ability. That's what I was saying. She's mainly on there for defense. Well, Karen, thanks for stopping by, and good luck the rest of the season. Summertown brings the ball and start off the third quarter here with Scotty Perry in the original lineup back in. Scotty at the point. There's Chris Kidd with the ball. Goes to Mike Jenna in the corner. Brings it back out to Kidd. They're working around against the Collinwood. Looks like a 2-3 zone that they're packing back in. There's Mike Jen open underneath. He goes up for a layup. No good. Summertown crashed the board, but looks like Sean Moore comes away with it.
Over to Malden. Chris Malden working the point for Collinwood. Over to Cruz over to Linville. Jimmy Linville puts up a 15-foot jump shot. Looks like Jimmy's her spark plug.
Jimmy's wanting to get his points back in. He's told us before the ball game he's the second leading scorer. He only had 2 at halftime. Summertown's defense working on him. That's a fine-looking move on his part.
Over to Ivy. Ivy working the right wing. Back to Perry. Perry on the left wing. Over. Then the Kidd back to Perry. Perry to Ivy. Over to Jen. Jen working the baseline. He's cut off. And the high post to Rodney Long. Long runs one in, missed. Taken off the board by Kidd. Lays one up and in. Chris Kidd. Summertown opening in a full court press. Over to Ivy to Perry to Ivy. Ivy later in. Collinwood having problem with the press. Can't find anybody to throw it into. And Malden dribbling the length of the floor. Lays one up, and he's fouled by Mike Gent. Mike picks up his first personal foul of the night. So Chris Malden goes to the line to shoot 2. 48-33. Summertown got 4 quick points there at the start of this.
Summertown opening with some pressure defense, just as their characteristics could play, and they're really coming out fired up. Looks like Collinwood having a problem getting it inbounds even. Malden misses the first of his free throws. He'll be trying one more.
Jen and Long are in the rebounding position for Summertown as Malden puts up a second throw. It's up. It's no good. Comes out long. Ball taken off the board by Moore over to Malden. Malden puts up a 15-foot jump shot. And the edge of the leg cut out from under him by Gent. Gent picked up 2 quick personals. That's second personal on Mike.
That foul highly upset Coach B. He doesn't mind a hustling foul under the basket, but his rule is never foul a jump shooter 15 feet out from the basket while he's shooting. He have enough problem hitting a shot without that, and Mike's going to come out of the ball game think about his mistake there. And Jason Bertram, number 31, will come in to replace him.
And Jody Ayers comes in for Collinwood to run the attack. First one's good. Chris Malden puts the first one up. It's good. 48-34. Malden at the line for the second shot. And it rolls, bounces, and drops through. It's good. Collinwood dropping back into their zone defense. Like a 1-3-1 over the Kid. Kid to Perry. 25 feet out. The baseline Ivy. Ivy Perry. Perry Kid. Kid takes an 18-foot jump shot. It's no good. Ball cleared off the board by Sean Moore. Malden quickly up the floor. Driving all the way in, cut off free throw line. Ball to Cruz. Brian Cruz has a ball block. And a foul on Chris Kidd. That's Chris's second personal. And Brian Cruz goes to the line to shoot 2. As we have Kelly Clark into the lineup for Chris. Brian Cruz into the lineup at the free throw line. First one short, no good. At the line, let's take the second one. Cruz's second shot, it's good. 48-36, they brought her back to 12.
Collinwood settled back into a 1-3-1 defense, which they had good success with in the first half. Summertown shooting some outside shots, and they're not going down right now.
Cruz brings the ball off the board over to Malden. Chris Malden will cut off the baseline, looking for somebody, finds Ayers. Ayers shoots a 20-foot shot, give it to him. Jody Ayers cuts the lead to 9.
That's the first time it's been under 10 since the first quarter, I guess it was, Charlie. They're really making a comeback on us here.
Over to Perry. Perry to Ivy. Ivy driving the baseline, and he's fouled by Chris Malden. One of 3 things is going to happen. He's going to pick up a foul, he's going to step out of bounds, or he's going to charge.
Or he's going to score.
Or he's going to score. 4 options. This time we got him on the drive. And Ivy. Ivy driving the middle, took up a 12-foot jump shot, give it to him. Greg Ivy. Over to Malden. Chris Malden having problems. Over to Ayers. Ayers working the ball in. Cut off the free throw line. Ball intercepted by Perry. Perry coming down the right side. He's going to hold up free throw line into Ivy. Ivy got on the baseline and sneaked one in. 52-40. Lead back to 12. Jimmy Linville bringing the ball across this time to Brian Cruz. Cruz over to Malden. Malden cut off at the free throw line. Over to Cruz. Cruz tries to feed the middle. Ball's intercepted by Perry. Knocked away by Long. Over to Perry. Perry brings the ball up down the left side. Looking for somebody. Hits a high post Long. Clark sneaks one in the free throw line. No good. Gets his own rebound. Lays one in on the baseline. Kelly Clark. Chris Malden working against Scotty Perry. Brian Cruz over to Ayers. Ayers to Malden. Malden Ayers 22 feet out. Cruz in the middle to Linville. Jimmy Linville hits a 15-foot turnaround. 54-41. 4:18.
Notice how the whistles have died down a little bit, and plays picking up with some better play and going up down the floor a little more, and much more enjoyable to watch. And there's a block.
Ivy made the drive again, and this time he picked up another block on Jimmy Linville. That's Jimmy's 3rd personal foul. Yeah, always when the whistles die down, Summertown makes a charge.
Yeah. They play such an aggressive defense, and they try to get it in a running game that if the whistles pick up a little bit, it throws them out of their rhythm.
Perry and Ivy. Ivy 18 feet away, looking, nothing going. Out to Clark. Clark back to Ivy. Ivy eyeing the basket. Throws the ball away, intercepted by Franks. Franks bringing her across to Cruz. Cruz takes a 10-foot jump shot. Banks one off the board. Nobody got out on him.
Collinwood's changed their defense once again. They've been rotating all night. They're back in a 2-3. There's Kelly Clark on the baseline. Now Sean Moore, he didn't get position. He's going to be whistled for his third foul. The leading scorer for Collinwood. He's been held in check pretty well tonight.
Kelly Clark goes to the line to shoot two. 3:45 remaining, third period. Summertown enjoying an 11-point lead. Kelly Clark to the line to shoot two. The first one's up. In and out, no good. Clark's towing the mark for the second. It's up, we'll give it to him. And to Cruz. Cruz to Malden. Chris Malden been working effectively, bringing the ball up the floor. Bothered by Perry over the left wing. Got somebody loose over to Franks. Franks in the corner to Linville. Jimmy Linville has the ball fall out of his hand, picks up a Buckram. Buckram tries a bounce pass to Ivy, but Ivy couldn't get to it. Trying to go around the man that time. He just didn't get it there. Collinwood has the ball knocked down, picked up by Cruz. Cruz over to Franks. Franks driving all the way in, has the ball blocked by Long. Long brings it off the board to Perry. Perry coming quickly across 10-second line. Over to Clark. Clark 22 feet out. Over to Bertram. Bertram driving the middle. Over to Clark. Perry 20 feet. Bertram driving the middle, has the ball kicked, picked up by Long. Long powers one up right down the middle. He happened to be in the right spot, the right place.
We got a break that time and tried to force it down the middle of a packed zone, but came off the player's foot and went right to Rodney Long, fortunately for us.
Malden to Linville. Linville quickly picked up over to Malden. Malden looked like he wanted to shoot over to Cruz. Cruz to Moore. Moore, 15-foot turnaround. Give it to him. 57-45, 2:30 remaining, third period. Perry brings down the left side to Clark. Clark trying to hit the low post, back out to Perry. Perry over to Bertram. Bertram working right wing. Ivy on the baseline. He's cut off. They're not going to let him get around the baseline this time, looks like.
I believe the Collinwood coach has hollered at him enough that they figured out that Greg Ivy's going baseline. Now watch him try to go over the top and bring it to the middle of the defense there.
Yep. Summertown trying to work for the open man. And Ivy. Ivy in the middle. Passes off to Bertram. Bertram wasn't looking. Drops the ball out of bounds. Cruz into Franks. Franks bringing the ball in the back court, and he travels. Lost his balance in the back court. Didn't have anybody to take up slack on him.
Summertown applying a sticky man-to-man full-court pressure with some running jumps. They're switching off on it. And when they do that switch, it's kind of surprising the Collinwood ball handlers, and they've forced several turnovers this half.
Clark on left wing, back to Perry. Perry to Clark. Clark driving the baseline, lays one up and in. Kelly got loose, come all the way through the baseline.
I believe that's about 10 or 12 points that Kelly's got off the bench for us tonight, Charlie. He's really playing a fine ball game and just doing most of his work underneath on baseline drives and offensive rebounds.
And the Linville, 10-foot jump shot, no good. Gets his own rebound, puts one up on the board, no good. 3 Summertown men on the boards. Bertram comes out with it. Minute 10 remaining. Into Ivy. Ivy pulls up and Perry. Perry, 20-foot set shot. Give him 3. 62-45. Almost intercepted by Bertram, but the ball travels out of bounds. Collinwood will put the ball in play.
Always trying to see if they can throw over this press. If Summertown puts so much pressure on it, trying to get a lob pass over. That time Jason Bertram happened to be hustling back and being awake.
Mullen working the right side. He's cut off, hit the low post to Linville. Linville lays one up and in. Jimmy Linville worked the post to perfection that time, Eddie.
They did the old basic pick and roll play. Linville set a pick, and when the man switched off, he rolled and had him on his hip, and we went. There's a pass inside the long.
High post long. We have a foul on the shot. That's Sean Moore's 4th personal foul. We're going to give Rodney Long 2 shots.
He got called that time for moving in underneath. He was trying to get position on Rod and was cutting his legs out from under him. Don't really think he meant to be doing that. Just the ref called him on that. Rodney hits the first of the free throw. He'll be shooting this one now with 35 seconds left in the third quarter, and the score 63-47 in favor of Summertown.
Long second shot, rolls around, it falls in to good. Quickly, Collinwood brings her up the floor into Putnam. Malden. Malden over to Moore. Moore takes a 16-foot jump shot. Nothing but net. Brian Cruz.
Scotty Perry brings the ball into Summertown. I believe they'll be looking for a last shot here. We got 18 seconds left, and yes, they are looking for the last shot. Kelly Clark back to Perry, back to Ivy. Now they'll start to run their play. It's about 10 seconds. Clark goes all the way, drives up a layup. Fine move, Kelly Clark, with 6 seconds left. Summertown putting the pressure on.
2.
They can't get the ball with it. He ain't going to get the shot off.
At the end of 3 quarters, Summertown 66, Collinwood 49. Etheridge Feeding Mill, hours 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., 6 days a week. Neutrino Feeds are pleased to announce that Etheridge Feeding Mill, located on Highway 43 North at Campbellsville Road, is open for business. We at Etheridge Feeding Mill invite you to stop in and look over our complete line of Neutrino Feeds. We also have Rose's Dog Food. Etheridge Feeding Mill on Highway 43 North offers custom grinding and mixing. We also have nails and a full line of nuts and bolts. Neutrino Feeds and Etheridge Feeding Mill on Highway 43 at Campbellsville Road appreciate your business. 829-2144. All right, we're getting ready to start the 4th and we hope the final quarter, Eddie.
Yeah, with Summertown starting off, they took Rodney Long out of the game, put Chris Kidd in. I guess he'll be moving in the pivot there, or possibly Mike Gent. Collinwood brings out the same line they ended the quarter with.
Chris Malden working the right side, cut off baseline over to Franks. Franks working free throw line, cut off Cruz. Cruz working 25 feet out, and he's fouled by Kelly Clark, 25 feet from the basket. So Brian Cruz will go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. No, Collinwood is not in the bonuses yet. So they'll put the ball in play on the side court. Into Malden. Malden working back court, coming across 10-second line down the right side all the way to the baseline. He's cut off over to Cruz. Cruz working back around to the left side, going all the way around, cut off over to Franks. Franks driving the middle, all the way down the middle. Ball's taken off the board by rolling on the floor, and we're going to give the ball to Summertown. There was 7 or 8 players touched the ball that time, Eddie.
Several players showing fine hustle. Everyone was hitting the forward, diving after the ball, sacrificing body and trying to get it. We're having a problem getting the ball inbounds. That's going to be a turnover before the 5 seconds started.
Didn't nobody come to the rescue. The man didn't have anybody to throw it to since Perry was covered.
Yeah.
Brian Cruz inbounds to Shannon Franks. Franks double team. And backcourt over to Malden. Malden gets across, cut off the free throw line in the middle to Steve Putman. We hadn't heard much out of Putman, but he brought her in. 15-foot jump shot, and he's fouled by number 24, Greg Ivey. No.
Jimmy Linville.
We got a foul on Jimmy Linville. Offensive foul on Jimmy Linville, so Summertown goes to the line to shoot 2.
They called Jimmy that time sneaking in over the back on the rebound there. He got free from his man when Mike Gent switched off to pick up the shooter, but Kelly Clark wisely picked him up, trying to keep him off the board, and he got on the back. Kelly eyes the mark, misses the 1-and-1. Mike Gent with the rebound, goes up, no good. Will it be a 1-and-1 or a 2-shot foul? We'll wait for the signal from official Mike Tatum.
That's a foul on Jimmy Linville, and that's his 5th. Jimmy Linville just fouled out of the ball game for the Collinwood Trojans.
Jimmy is their second leading scorer. He went out of the ball game tonight below his average. I believe he have around 8 points. Just estimated in my mind here. Mike Jen eyes the mark. He misses the 1-and-1. Summertown having a problem at the free throw line.
Malden races the length of the floor, lays one up, and a running, jumping 5-footer for Chris Malden.
Collinwood showing a little full-court pressure here. Summertown passing the ball. Finds it open, got in Greg Ivy's hand. A pass to Clark. He's fouled by Putnam. How many fouls said on Putnam? That's number 4 on him.
Personal foul on Steve Putnam.
The Collinwood foul situation mounting up on. They have 2 players with 4 fouls now. 3 players with 4 fouls. And one has already fouled out of the ball game.
And Kelly Clark goes to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. 6:51 remaining. 66 to 51. First one's up. It hits the front rim. They're all hitting the front rim, coming back. Cruz brings the ball off floor up to Moore. Up to Cruz. Back to Malden. Malden working the point, working cut off free throw line. Look for somebody over to Cruz. Cruz in the middle to Moore. Sean Moore turnaround jump, no good. Ball fumble on the rebound. Perry brings her up. Long court pass picked off of Malden. Malden has the ball dribble. Had a pretty good exchange there, and I guess Summertown dribbled the ball out of bounds. Brian Cruz inbounds to Malden. Malden cut off the baseline. Over to Cruz. Cruz, 3-point shot, no good. Ball taken off the board by Perry, and Perry is fouled by number 30, Shannon Franks, and that's Franks' 4th personal.
I think we missed a violation there, Charlie, on the inbounds play. The Collinwood player Malden jumped from his side of the floor and caught the ball on the other side. The ref didn't quite catch that. It's where you leave the ground at is where you're determined in the game of basketball, and by leaving in his side of the court and jumping to the back court, that should have been a backcourt violation, but the call was not made, and it resulted in a foul on Collinwood, and Scotty Perry be towing the line for the mark down here for 1-and-1.
Scotty at the line, shoot 1-and-1, 6:15 remaining. First one up, it's good. Scotty's our number 1 free throw shooter this year. But tonight, we're rattling them around and a little bit of everything else. They're not clean shots.
Particularly on this end, both in the girls' game and this game, both teams having a problem on this end of the floor hitting a free throw. But there's Scotty nailing 2 of them.
We're really having a battle on the rebounding positions on these free throws, too.
Seems like I have a man.
Steps in, steals the ball, driving the baseline, reverse pivot over his head, lays it up and in. 70 to 51. Malden working the ball in the middle. Putman. Putman lays one up and in. Over the long, back to Perry. Perry to Ivy. Ivy 3-on-1 into Gent. Gent fumbles the ball, drops it, picks it up, dribbles again, double dribbling. Summertown had 3-on-1, just didn't control it. There we have a foul on Greg Ivy.
Greg got caught that time running. He made a deflection and just happened to keep on going and collided with a Collinwood player, Shannon Franks, and being that Franks was knocked down, he gained an advantage, and that constituted a foul. Franks will be at the line to shoot a 1-and-1.
5:40 remaining, 70 to 53. Shannon Franks at the line to shoot the 1-and-1. First one's up. It's good. Second shot for Shannon is up. It bounces no good. Mike Gent clears the rebound for Summertown over to Perry. Perry to Kidd. Kidd holds up the head of the circle, back out to Perry, 30 feet from the basket. Collinwood in the man-to-man over to Kidd. Kidd working back to the head of the circle to Gent. Gent cut off the free throw line to Ivy. Ivy cut off free throw line. And the Perry. Perry hits low post. And beat Summertown ball underneath the old basket.
Well, teamwork there on the officiating crew. Scotty Perry threw the ball off the Collinwood player's leg, but official Mike Tatum wasn't in position. He first whistled Collinwood's ball, but referee Calvin Moore saw the play, and he did make the correct call and corrected him there. Good play. Collinwood makes a steal that time by Shannon Franks, but he traveled in the process, so it'll be Summertown's ball game with Scotty Perry triggering in. They're looking for Chris Kidd. They find him. He's on the right wing, bringing it back to Perry, who'll set him up and run from the point guard position. Greg Ivey with the ball over here. Summertown had a little problem hanging on to it. It's banging on the floor. Mike Gent with the ball on the right wing. He's dribbling around. He goes in, finds Rodney Long outside. Rodney puts up a 15-footer, and he nails it. Rodney hit that shot all night if he gets it going. Ball comes in to Cruz. Summertown still under full court pressure here, man-to-man. Ball goes back to Malden. Perry guarding him. Malden working the ball at the point for Collinwood, trying to get open. Chris Kidd playing some fine defense after a long set on the bench. Ball goes into Moore. He turns around, hits his shot. Sean Moore, leading scorer for Collinwood during the year. Collinwood still under full court pressure. The ball comes into Long. It's in the middle of the floor to Ivy. He elects not to go in. The numbers were 3-on-3. He decides to pull it out and set it up, try to get a better shot. Collinwood in the man-to-man. There's Chris Kidd on the baseline. Fine move on the baseline by Chris. Lays it up off the board for 2 more points. Ball comes into Malden. He breaks the pressure. The ball goes out of bounds. The ball is called for Summertown there. So Collinwood having all sorts of problems with this press that Summertown putting them in, and all it is, they're just matching up with a man-to-man.
Kidd into Perry. Perry working the point, looking for something to happen. Gets on right wing to Ivy. Ivy running the baseline, lays one up and in. He's stuck in the baseline again. Cruz set the inbound to Franks. Franks back to Cruz. Cruz crossed 10-second line, cut off free throw line, takes up 15-foot jump shot. He shuffled his foot in his move. Well, sub in for Summertown, number 12, Jason Campbell.
Jason replaces Greg Ivey, who must be around the 25 or 30-point mark tonight. He's really had a fine shooting night. Coach with me enjoying a 20-point lead with 3:47 to go, with the score being 76-56. Tries to get his star player out rather than risk injury, and also gives Jason Campbell some playing time. Ball into Campbell's hand, comes back to Kidd at the point guard position. He looks over for Gent. We have our 2 little men posting up inside now. Ain't that a trivial thing? Rodney Long with a move down the middle. He goes up with a shot, and he's fouled on it. The shot should count. We'll wait for the official signal from Mike Tatum. The foul's on number 32, Sean Moore, and that's his 5th foul. The leading scorer for Collinwood now goes out. That's 2 men that Collinwood has had to foul out, and we have Shannon Franks sitting out there on the floor with 4 fouls. So Collinwood foul trouble really mounting up for him now. Looks like Chris Chambers, number 44, is getting set to come in.
D&D Grocery and Center, David and Diane Bailey, is your one-stop shopping center. They're open from 5:30 to 8, open 7 days a week. We have a full-line snack bar with pizza and old-fashioned hamburgers and snacks. D&D at your headquarters for hunting and fishing license. That's D&D Grocery in Center. Rodney Long to the line now. We have a violation, another violation, the boy number 44. Chris Chambers came in the ball game and he moved after.
I never saw him get on the line there. I didn't understand what all.
He wasn't on the line. He was behind the players, which he shouldn't have been to start with.
Okay.
1-and-1 again for Long. This one is good. Oh, he only gets 1. That's a 3-point play, so he only gets 1.
Yeah, there you go.
Into Malden. Malden double team. Ball stolen by Kidd. Kidd lays one up and in. He's 1 step away again, Eddie.
I don't think my prediction's coming true tonight. No, there's a reach-in foul on Jason Campbell hustling to make the steal. But I predicted him to get a slam dunk before the ball game's over. He's had several breakaways, but there's always been a man back there, and he can't get the shot off.
David Smith set to come back in. I'm afraid, let's see, he's coming in for Mike Gent, I believe. As Shannon Franks goes to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. Stay tuned after the ball game. We have several interviews lined up with the coaches and also the athletic director from Collinwood. First shot from Franks is good. 81-57 with 3:18 remaining. Shannon Frank's second free throw is up. It's off, no good. David Smith comes down with a rebound. Here comes Kidd. Here we go, all the way. And he's fouled. He didn't have the full step. We got a foul on the drive, but number 30 is Shannon Franks, and that's 5 on Shannon Franks. Chris had the numbers, and then he lost it.
Couldn't quite outrun Shannon, who knew what he was going to do. They know these teams fairly well. He's seen Chris dunk them before. He wasn't going to let it happen to him this late in the ball game.
The clock man's asleep. That was a failed foul, and the clock man's asleep. He hadn't got him out yet, so.
He was substituted for automatically. They had a man set for him to come in on last free throw, and he didn't make the free throw, so they took him out automatically there.
All righty.
They have now 3 players, Jimmy Linville, Sean Moore, and Shannon Franks, to foul out.
Perry over to Kidd. Looks like they're trying to get it too.
They're trying to get him, but they can't seem to find him in there.
Kidd picks it up. 2:50 remaining. Perry working the left side all the way to the baseline. Takes a 5-foot jump shot. Scotty Perry slips in with a one. Malden working the ball for Collinwood. Over to Chambers. Chambers 5-foot jump, no good. Taken off by Steele. Steele lays one up and he's fouled by number 42. That's Chris Kidd. That's his third.
Coach McBee starting to clear the bench now. Number 20 is Chris Hanna. He'll be coming in replacing Scotty Perry. 31 is Jason Bertram. He comes in replacing Rodney Long. And Kelly Clark, number 22, he comes in replacing Chris Kidd. So all the starters are now out for Summertown.
And Heath Ogletree comes in for Collinwood. Number 40. 2:26 remaining. 85-57. Kerry Steele at the line. First one's good. Steele toes the mark for the second shot. It's also good. 85-59. And to Hannah back to Campbell. Campbell will be working the point for Summertown. Jason Campbell. Over to Hannah. Back to Campbell. Campbell driving the baseline. Lays one up and it's short, and Putnam brings the ball off the board. But Tatum was in the right spot, but you didn't call what he was supposed to call, did he? You don't have to have contact.
Oh, fine block by David Smith on the switch. We got Snowbird for Jason Campbell. He's looking around. Size and numbers aren't there. He's going to set up and run the offense here. Finds Chris Hanna on the right wing. They're working around. Back to Kelly Clark. He brings it over to this side, back to the right side. Can't find anybody. He's clearing them out. Jason rotates back to the point. He's looking in. They're trying to look in for David Smith, and they can't seem to get the pass to him. There it is. David catches the ball, turns to the middle. It looks like he got a little contact on the ball then. Fine play by the Collinwood players. Clark drives the lane, tries to feed Bertram, but we have a foul on the play. Kelly Clark will be going to the line. Number 10, Kerry Steele picks up his foul. That's his first foul. Kelly Clark will be going to the line. Kelly's had a fine game off the bench tonight, supporting between 8 and 12 points. I don't have the exact numbers, but driving the baseline, working the offensive boards well, and also playing some good defense on that end. He eyes the mark. He hits the first shot. With a 127 remaining, the score is 86-59 in favor of Summertown. Clark eyeing the second shot now. Fires it, and the ball goes in. 87-59. Ball comes in to Jody Ayers. He's bringing it down the floor. Working around for Collinwood. He's trapped. Gets the ball in. Looks like we have a reach-in foul on Jason Bertram. That's his second foul.
1:18 remaining. And Stephen Putman goes to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. There's a whole lot of action, and there's not much action both. So Putman at the line, and we have sub coming. He's coming in for the shooter. So Putman goes to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. First one up, no good. David Smith brings the ball off the board. Over to Hannah. Hannah throws the ball away. Knocked out of bounds by number 10, Kerry Steele. So Summertown set the inbound. We have Brian Cruz back in for Putman. For Steve Putman. 1:10 remaining. Clark into Campbell. Campbell working the point. Cut off the free throw line into Clark. Smith really having a battle inside over to Smith now. He lays one up. It's no good. Ball taken off the board by Jody Ayers. 55 seconds remaining. 87-59. Ayers puts up a 20-footer. It's no good. Ball comes off the board to Clark. Summertown running. Clark tries a desperation pass. Intercepted by Cruz. Cruz over to Steele. Ball taken off the board and put back up by Ayers. 30 seconds remaining. Pine Knoll Landscape in Summertown, Larry McCrory owner. Pine Knoll Landscaping features all types of residential and commercial landscaping and yard work. They will plant any tree or shrub of any kind and will do any type of yard work. Pine Knoll features grass seeding with a straw blower to cover the seeds. Larry greatly appreciates your business. So for a free estimate of any type of yard work, call Larry McCrory at 964-3514. Back to the action. We have a violation on Collinwood. We have 20 seconds remaining. Summertown Campbell set the inbound to Hannah. Hannah working the ball over to Campbell. Campbell across the 10-second line. 15 seconds, 14. Campbell goes up the middle. We have a foul on number 14, Jody Ayers. 13 seconds remaining. 87-61.
Jason Campbell at the line for Summertown. He rarely ever gets into a ball game without at least scoring, so he can get his name in the paper, but he's going to have to make this second shot here. Uh-oh, got a confusion on the officials' part. Could have cost points. Chambers goes up, battle on the board. There won't be another whistle. Bertram, Campbell shoots.
Final score, Summertown 87, Collinwood 61.
Etheridge Feed and Meal with hours 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. is happy to be a sponsor of Summertown High School basketball on Channel 10. Etheridge Feed and Meal carries a complete line of Nutrena feeds. Etheridge Feed and Meal is located on Highway 43 North at Campbellsville Road and serving all of northern Lawrence County and features the complete line of Nutrena feeds. Also, we have Rose's dog and cat foods. Etheridge Feed and Meal also offers custom grinding and mixing for their customers' convenience. Nutrena Feeds and Etheridge Feed and Meal on Highway 43 North at Campbellsville Road invite you to stop in today or phone 829-2144.
Larry Nelson, the athletic director at Collinwood High School with us. Larry, glad to have you on our show. I think last year you was on our show as coach.
Yeah, I was the boys coach last year, and I quit being the boys coach this year and took on the job of athletic director, which is overseeing the overall athletic program at the high school, which we have football and baseball and both basketballs, and it's a full-time job, and but I've enjoyed it, and it's a challenge, and there's just a lot of work to be done.
Y'all have had a complete reconstruction of your athletic program with your coaches in basketball, haven't you, on the boys and girls?
Yes, our boys coach is Paul Ellis. This is his first year. He's from Hamilton, Alabama, and he's in a learning situation. Our girls coach at the beginning of the year quit, and he was replaced with Hal Clark, who is a former coach at Clifton, and both of them do a fine job, and they're both hard workers.
Yeah, we've known Hal for several years. We've battled him in Giles County and also over in Wayne County. So you moved up. You're not out into coaching now. We thought one time we might get you at Summertown, but things didn't pan out and we didn't have any openings. So I'm glad you're athletic director now and you're moving up. Next thing you know, we'll love to be superintendent.
I don't know. That's a big responsibility, but you never know.
Of course, we know you married a local girl here in Summertown, and we we want to get you to Summertown if we can one of these days. Okay. Glad you came by, Larry, and appreciate you talking to us.
Okay, thank you, Charlie.
Tonight we have with us Hal Clark, the head coach of the Collinwood High School girls team. And Hal, welcome to our program tonight.
Thank you.
Many of us might remember Hal as being the head coach of the Clifton Lady Lions several years ago. He directed a fine program there in which what was your final record over there, Hal? What was your ultimate accomplishment?
In the 86 championship season, we were 35-3.
35-3, and the championship he's referring to is a state championship. Well, Hal, what are you doing over at Collinwood now? What prompted you to make that move?
Well, I needed a job, and at the time they needed a coach. So when the job was open, I luckily was able to receive that position.
Compare this year's Collinwood team, who is the defending state champions, with your team from Clifton in 1986.
The teams are really similar. The only difference is the team in 86 at Clifton didn't have the dominant inside player. We had the dominant outside player in Mia Cook, the point guard. Here we've got Mia Daniel inside, who can play inside with anybody.
She is a fine player. She's been named Miss Tennessee the last 2 years, and if I understand it right, she's already committed to a college scholarship. Is that correct?
She's already committed to go to Kentucky, and we're proud to have Mia there and hope she represents us well, and we know she will.
What do you think about the district this year? Are we going back to defend the state title this year?
That's $1 million question. We hope to be there ourselves. We're playing in a strong district again. Anybody can beat anybody. The first half of this game proved that, Summertown standing second place in the district tonight, they're capable of beating us or anybody else, and it's strong every year, and it is again this year.
Did Summertown surprise you by coming out? What did they do different to build up the halftime lead that they had?
I don't think they surprised us in anything they did. The main thing in the first half, we just simply were not ready to play the game. We must have had a good time on a bus coming up here or something, but we weren't ready to play. In the second half, I think we improved on that, and that was just, I think, the results showed.
You started out the game in a half-court defense. I expected you to come out in a full-court pressure like you did in the second half. Was there a reason for that, or did you think you didn't have to use it, or do you not plan on employing that as the past Collinwood teams have?
Well, yes, we're going to use it. That's what won the ball game for us. But like you say, you were expecting it, and probably everybody else in the country was too. So that's why we didn't do it. Bobby said Coach Wyrick said he was expecting it too, and we try to, give a little confusion in every once in a while. And I had hoped that our man-to-man would be better than it was, but we stunk it up there.
Well, Hal, thank you for dropping by, and good luck the rest of the year, and hope you have a good shot at defending that state championship for our district. To give a rundown on tonight's boys game, for Collinwood, Shannon Franks had 8 points. Sean Moore had 8 points. Jimmy Linville had 8 points. Stephen Putnam, 7 points. Chris Malden, 6. Jody Ayers, 5. Kerry Steele, 2. And Chris Chambers, 2. While Brian Cruz led the way with 15 points. For Summertown, Scotty Perry had 16 points. Chris Kidd, 15. Rodney Long, 12. Mike Gent, 2. Jason Bertram, 1. Chris Hanna, 2. Kelly Clark with 15 points off the bench. And Greg Ivey once again leading the way with 26 points. Tonight again we have with us the head coach of Summertown High School basketball boys team, Gene McBee, and a victorious coach tonight, Coach. Congratulations on your victory.
Thank you, Ed. Victories have been few and far between and hard to come by, so we're glad to get any of them.
You're in a very tough district this year. You have 3 teams in your district rated in the top 10 in the state area. How are you going to overcome that and come out with something positive out of this season?
Well, I tell you, it's going to be difficult, but one of the things is that it really gives you a challenge, and I'd rather be that way as be, in a league that wasn't real competitive. Competition is the bloodline of basketball, and it's fun, and you can't get a more competitive league than the one we're in. So, it's nice to have it competitive. Of course, I hope we can win a few of those games.
In the past, your teams have started off by leading the district or at least being in the district race all year. This team looks like they're just now beginning to peak. They've had 3 or 4 good games together. Are they going to be a tournament team this year?
Obviously, we're hoping that, and obviously we're trying to get ready for that. We feel like we're going to have to play Collinwood maybe the first game in the tournament, and we're did a lot of experimenting tonight to see what we might be able to do and things like that, and get a few ideas. And we're hoping, when you get to the tournament, a key victory here or there can really, as Mount Pleasant had last year, they went all the way to the state tournament after having a 500 season, and with just a couple of key victories. And we're hoping that might happen to us.
Describe the play of people in the game tonight, Coach.
Well, we went straight man-to-man, and obviously in the first half, Scotty Perry and Greg Ivey were very effective defensively, stealing the ball, knocking it away. Chris Kidd and Mike Gent were overplaying very well, taking away the pass, and it frustrated the Collinwood guards, and we got a lot of bad passes, and we got a lot of loose balls and things like that. And I think that gave us, it opened up the game. We had a 20-point lead at one time early in the half, and I think that kind of set the tempo for the game. Rodney Long did a good job. We've told Rodney just to play defense and rebound and not worry about scoring, and it'll come. I think he's been pressing, been trying too hard some, and that type of thing. And I think that if he'll just, he's playing pretty good basketball. He just has not been able to produce by just playing, he'll come around. And everybody, the substitutes, Jason Bertram and Kelly Clark, did a good job, along with Jason Campbell and Chris Hanna and David Smith. And it was a pretty good game overall.
To speak of the play of Kelly Clark, he come off the bench with 15 points. I didn't know if you were aware of that tonight, but he did play quite well tonight. I think that'll be a boost to his confidence for you and a help down the road. I
think so. Kelly has had a couple of outstanding B-team games lately and has been coming on. Of course, he's been sick 2 days, and so we're hoping that he can come on and help us.
Well, Coach, you got Clifton coming up next Friday night. I want to wish you good luck in that game. Channel 10 will be broadcasting that game. So until next time, for Charlie Mabry and Eddie Talley, this is Eddie Stedman saying see you later.